Welcome everyone. We are live from the Qlik Connect Expo Hall, and I've managed to grab two ladies who this morning wowed our keynote stage as part of the big AI Council conversation. And I'm joined by Dr. Raman Chowdhury and also Kelly Forbes, and they've agreed to spend some time with us talking about the role of the council, what's happening in AI, and kind of what's next. So ladies, thank you very much for spending some time. If I could just start with you, Kelly, what really drew you to being part of an AI council?
So I think we are in this stage now in the industry where we're moving from the ethical ideas, the stage where governments were developing frameworks, thinking about governance, what can go wrong, how do we mitigate those risks. And we spend a lot of time in that space, and I think we're moving now into a space in thinking about how do we implement these ideas and put them into practice. And that's where the challenge is, right? And I think it was a really honor to be joining the group, learn from each other, and also guide the company towards that mission, right? I think they've been very at the forefront of thinking about this. Not many companies are doing that. So it's really great to see that and thinking about how they're leading that conversation, right? And showing how you implement and how you will think about how the future unfolds from then on.
Yeah, absolutely. And Raman, do you kind of agree, obviously, with Kelly in terms of the role?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing that really drew me to the council is the opportunity to really work from the ground up. Qlik focuses on providing good data solutions so that customers can realize the best of their vision and their dreams. So being on the ground floor is something that's always been really exciting to me. Being able to work with other, with luminaries in the field is another really big part of it. And overall, just really enthusiastic to be contributing to actually building a responsible AI future.
And I think one of the things that Mike Capone said on stage was that this is not the time for arrogance from companies. We have to collaborate. There has to be collaboration between private and public sector, and Raman, I know that you're very deeply involved in that as well. So, we need to learn from the past, if you like, and we need to keep talking and collaborating. And this morning's AI conversation was really fascinating. I was watching the social media feeds, and there was lots of one-liners and lots of great insights. But one of the things that really struck me and the audience was the role of the data professional. We're joined by 2,000 of our favorite data professionals. Kind of, what can they look forward to in the world of AI? Because what I took from the conversation is we shouldn't be afraid of AI. We should absolutely think about it and build a framework, but we shouldn't be afraid of it. So could you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, of course. I mean, fundamentally, data is the ground floor. We do not build good AI systems, we do not build good technology unless we are starting with quality data that's leveraged appropriately. So that's sort of number one. With 2,000 data professionals, there's one thing to take away is that your role is not going to be automated, it's not going away. If anything, your ability to discern good quality data will be at a premium. And the second part is, and I completely agree with collaboration and humility. I think a lot of the tech narrative is falsely driven by this idea of superhero CEOs who single-handedly lead the charge, but that's actually never been the case. So all of these companies are built with thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people focused on a shared vision and a shared goal, right? So leadership leads, leadership establishes the vision, but it's really a collective and a collaborative that get us there, especially when we think about governance. Now we have tech companies, now we have government, and also civil society truly engaging on what it means to build technology responsibly. If there's anything to take away from it, is no one's job to shoulder it alone. There are other people on this journey with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. It's just this idea that we will collectively work on defining what governance, what the future of AI should look like, right? And I think this is what we were aiming to, the message we were aiming to, I guess, transmit during the presentation before, right? Was the message that we are still in control. AI, yes, it's going to be potentially disruptions into different sectors, right? And there's a role for us to shape what that should look like, and at the same time how we can leverage the technology across different sectors and to work with that, use that in a way that can benefit us, right?
And I think that one of the questions was, what are the common kind of use cases for AI? And I think, Raman, you said what's your imagination? You know, AI is just kind of going to be omnipresent within a business, so where do you think you can adapt it to? And I thought that was really, really interesting in terms of that.
Sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit, and we haven't seen a technology with such widespread potential in a while. So thinking about that, what advice would you give to businesses in terms of looking at AI? You know, we're moving, like you said, from the hype to thinking about implementation. There's all the use cases, which kind of makes it harder sometimes. Kelly, kind of what would be your top advice?
Yes, I think going back to the idea of how can we do this collectively, right? This was something Mike touched on as well, right? How can we work together and guide companies on this front? I think this is why the AI Council exists now. That's why we all in this together. And I think, you know, as I mentioned before, I think we are evolving as humans as the technology is evolving, right? And I liked your example there in terms of steps into how, you know, you start with one problem that your organization has and what are the places where AI could efficiently bring a difference, right? And you start from there and you test that use case, and once that works, you know, I think we're going to see AI's potential across a magnitude of different spaces, right? I think we're only just touching the surface in terms of what's possible. And as it evolves, I think it's a good opportunity to start testing into different sectors and thinking about how this can really help us, right?
Perfect.
Yeah. I would say the big thing that companies can focus on right now is, you know, what are the immediate steps you can take to really integrate artificial intelligence into everything you're building, starting from your data pipeline and working upwards. So, you know, we've been saying like the sky is the limit, and it's genuinely true. You know, generative AI has been an absolute revolution in accessibility, right? So now everybody in the world on their phone can interact with an incredibly sophisticated natural language processing style model, right? And this is big. I mean, 2 years ago, if you tried to explain AI to somebody, it was still very abstract. You had to be able to program and code. And now we have no code capabilities of truly being involved in these systems. And that's very special. There's something very big there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, I know I've only got you for a couple more minutes, so I just wanted to ask you what your highlights of Qlik Connect has been so far.
Really just meeting people. So we were saying the Qlik Council, we're all really good friends now.
And I've heard rumors of a WhatsApp group.
We have a little WhatsApp group going. But also just meeting all the different customers of Qlik, all the different C-suite of Qlik, the different people who are going to be building the technology, who are truly interested. We've had people come up to us on the floor, in the elevator, in the escalator, in the lobby, and just start asking us questions.
Great.
And that's really, you know, that is really truly what makes me really happy.
And are they being positive about AI? Because that's the sense of Qlik Connect. You know, there is that positivity about it, and I think everyone's eager to see how they can make productivity improvements rather than being quite nervous.
Well, and I think the questions are things like, what do we do? How do we get started? So the enthusiasm, you know, tempered with understanding that there's a lot to do it well. So I think what I love about the question is not just what can I do with it, but what can I do to do things well?
Yeah, there's this sense of this opportunity of learning, right? And we've been learning from each other, you know, from the colleagues here, from Qlik, and a lot of people from the audience that we've been interacting with, right? So I think there's this opportunity, there's this energy of collaborating here, which is exciting, I think, as much as I think the whole AI journey is exciting, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I also think, Kelly, you're a fan of roller coasters, so you're going to be joining us at Universal tonight, which is
you are right.
Which is awesome. So I just wanted to say thank you to Dr. Roman and Kelly. Thank you for this morning. It was awesome. You can also catch the AI conversation, which is live. Which was live, is now on replay. So check it out via some links. But thank you. That was absolutely fantastic.